you see that outfit, dude? Did you see that outfit? God, what, she's 77 years old? God bless her. 77 years old. Wearing a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader outfit. I mean, lip syncing. I mean, come on. I mean, you saw her and you were like, wait, she's definitely lip syncing. But good God. Yeah, I was respect. And they were loving it. Fans were loving it. They were loving that stuff. Yeah, I mean, so Cowboys again beat a team that's under 500, and they said the last 6 games, he is Dak Prescott, 18 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, which is fantastic, right? But they've been all. I want to make sure I get that. I think they're 5 of those wins were against teams. Yes, 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 yes. They they beat. Let's go through the 6. Okay, so they beat Washington, which came into the game 4-7. Now they're 5-7. Throws for 331. Respect. 331, 4 touchdowns. Respect. Okay, that's this game. He beat Carolina last week. 1-9 coming to the game. Okay, that's 1-9. He went against the Giants, 49-17. Threw for 404, 4 touchdowns, interception. They came in the game 2-8. He threw for 374, 3 touchdowns, and a loss to Philly. Okay, so now he's 3-1. Beat the Rams, threw for 304, 4 touchdowns, interception. They came in the game 3-5. Beat the Chargers 2017. They came in the game 2-3. 18 touchdowns, 2 interceptions against teams that were 5 teams under 500, and the only team over 500 they lost. I'm sorry. I mean, they beat up the teams they're supposed to beat. When they play a team that's a good team, they don't get the job done. They don't get the job done. Yeah, I mean, these chains always get stuck. It drives me crazy. Yeah. All right. So, I'm not gonna deal with this now, right? No, 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 no. I'm not gonna get myself crazy. Not gonna get myself crazy. Yeah. Cowboys win. Deron Bland, fifth pick six. Fifth. Fifth pick six. NFL record. He had only guy with more touchdowns than the Cowboy this year is CeeDee Lamb, and he's a goddamn wide receiver. That's it. 5 pick six. And we changed it because my mom had watched football all day and I didn't want to make her to sit there more football. Game was over, and I'm like, God damn, I missed the pick six. Now, the whole Salvation Army thing, so they hid some turkey legs in the Cowboys when they scored a touchdown, and I was like, okay. And they took him out, and then you see Dak Prescott and Jerry Jones. Do I need to watch Jerry Jones eating food? No, not ever, 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 ever. I don't need to watch him ever, ever, ever eat food. Yeah, that was highly annoying. I didn't need to see that. Cowboys blew him out 45-10. Sam Howell got escaped from a couple sacks, which should have been sacks. And do I blame him? I mean, they threw the ball, it seemed like every other play. So, I mean, I'm not going to hold him accountable for that. He can't, he's trying to, they know they're going to pass every play. Hey, he throws a pick six. He gives up to a guy who's had 5 this season. I did get a lot of points yesterday I got over 22 points from Pollard. Amon-Ra St. Brown, also some points. But Lockett didn't do anything, and Ferguson caught one goddamn pass for 35 yards. So I was like, okay, I want the more touchdowns. But Dak Prescott did throw passes to 10 different receivers. 5 different players scored for the Cowboys, so the ball was spread around. They set a record with their 6th straight home game with 30-plus points. But, I mean, it doesn't matter until they beat a good team. I mean, Niners 31-13. Brandon Ayuk got a pass from Purdy, and I read on Twitter that it was supposed to be an underneath throw, but he saw something, and he beat Witherspoon, who's going to be Rookie of the Year probably from the Seahawks, Ayuk. And then, of course, they do the little noise afterwards. But what a pass by Purdy. And Purdy threw a pick six in the second half. They were up 24-3 at that point. It was 24-10, 24-13, 31-13. First ever Thanksgiving game for Seattle. They fell to 6-4. I mean, goddamn, McCaffrey had another 100 yards rushing. I mean, he just looks he looks like he could go in any goddamn play. He's beautiful to watch. He is amazing to watch. They got the win. 3rd straight game with 4 sacks. and they are playing at the Eagles this week. So we're going to see what happens against the Eagles this week. That's going to be an interesting. That's going to be interesting because, I mean, they're the top two teams. Lions barely beat, shouldn't have beat the Bears last week, and came out first play of the game. Christian Watson from Jordan Love, beautiful 53-yard bomb, and it was downhill from there. It was downhill from there. It was over. They were playing catch up. 3 fumbles by Goff, lost 3 fumbles. Rashawn Gary had 3 sacks, tied his career high. Also had 2 fumbles, had a fumble recovery. I mean, it feels like they got a pressure on every goddamn play. The Lions didn't get any sacks. They were down 23-14 on their own, I don't know, 20 something yard line. And Campbell decides to go for a fake punt. He goes, "That's on me." Dude, you're down 23-14. You feel like you have to do something right then and there. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking. I mean, I know he plays a certain way, but I mean, the fans were pumped, man. They're trying to get their first tight conference title since '93, and they just laid a turd. I mean, Aiden Hutchinson didn't do anything. They didn't get any pressure on the quarterback. No sacks on Love. Love looked great. Christian Watson had a great game. Dylan leaped over. Dylan had a amazing run during the game, and they're 9-3, and they still have to play the Vikings twice. Which I mean, I still think they could win the division, but you know, Boomer Esiason said that they better have home field advantage because I don't see them going on the road and making any noise. I agree with that. I mean, the defense. They talk about plays, and they like a lot of splash plays. Fumble recovery, forced fumble, sack, pass defense. Tackle for loss. Any of those. I mean, they that defense was Swiss cheese, and the offense couldn't get anything going. I mean, they basically 465 yards of offense, 14 points. They got a garbage touchdown at the end, and I mean, 1 for 5 on fourth down. I mean, and they stopped the Packers. It could have been even a bigger blowout. It should have been a bigger blowout, but to play in front of those fans, man, and then lay a stinker like that, no bueno. Oh my God, Josh is up, dude. I wasn't even gonna text you because I thought it was too early. Yeah, I didn't sleep last night. My mother made a prime rib. Okay, she's not gonna be happy I said this, but you know what? That's why I do the podcast. So we made a prime rib yesterday, and my mother read that she had to cook it every pound. It was a 5 pound prime rib roast. Every pound, 30 minutes. The whole thing was supposed to cook for a total of 30, 40 minutes. We had it in the oven for 2.5 hours, and then it's supposed to sit for 2 hours. That thing was destroyed. 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 She was so upset. Like, even last night, she was looking at it. She goes, I screwed up. I screwed up. And the house, it smoked up the whole house. We had to put on the fire alarms. The fire alarms went off. Bear went crazy. He does not like that noise. And I felt so bad for my mom. I mean, it just was a total disaster. Just the two of us, total disaster. I mean, it's been a shitty year, and just the two of us now. And I felt terrible for her. I mean, was like, oh my God. She goes, it's unedible. Unedible. I go, yeah, I agree with you. It's unedible. So that happened. And I hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving. It was great. I was with my mom and everything, but it was a mess. She took it out of the oven. It looked like a shriveled up piece of meat. Yeah. Crazy. Just, just, yeah. And how about this? We talk about Barry Sanders. Paul Hembekides, he works on Get Up. He's a producer on Get Up with Greeny. Listen to this. Most rushing touchdowns in NFL history of 10 plus yards. Barry Sanders, 51. Most rushing touchdowns of 15 plus yards. Barry Sanders, 41. Most rushing touchdowns plus 20 yards, 30. Barry Sanders. Most 25 plus rushing touchdowns in NFL history, 27. Barry Sanders. Most 30 plus rushing touchdowns in NFL history, Barry Sanders, 23. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30 plus yard rushing touchdowns. Sanders, 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 Sanders. I got to watch the documentary. I couldn't sleep. I watched Good Burger Part 2. It was atrocious. Atrocious. I can't believe they made that movie. I mean, it's cute and all. I guess the kids will like it. But if that's the sequel you went with, whoever wrote that it was Morons Are Us. It was Morons Are Us right in that. It was a piece of hot piling shit. Yeah, I love Hembo's stats too, man. I do. I mean, I saw that. I was like, holy shit, those are good stats, right? Ron Rivera will be evaluated after the season. They said he could be gone. Josh Harris was at the game. You think he's going to be happy that they lost 45-10 on national television? They got to play the Dolphins next week? Yeah. I don't think it's. Glazer says Rodgers wants to come back, regardless if they're in playoff contention or not. He wants to come back. Regardless. He's coming back, he said. Yeah. I guess we're going to see Dwayne Brown off the IR roster. He's going to be active roster. They're saying today we got Black Friday. We have the first game of what the hell? I'm blanking on the quarterback of the Jets now. Who's going to be the quarterback today? Oh my God, I'm blanking. I didn't sleep last night. Yeah, food laid on me like a brick. But you have the first game of the Jets quarterback today. And how come I can't? It's not in my. I talked about it today. I wrote it down today. Josh, help me out. Who's quarterbacking for the Jets today? Help me out here. Josh. Come on, man. Give me the name. Yeah, all right. It'll come to me. Maybe Josh will help me out here. I'm just blanking on names today. Yeah, but so Rodgers coming back regardless. Rob Demovsky, listen to this one. So Lions close 8.5 favorite ESPN bet. Fourth largest spread by Lions over Green Bay in Super Bowl era. 117 games. Largest since 1992 when the Lions were a 10-point favorite and they lost that game 27-13. Yeah, Tim Boyle, thank you. The Tim Boyle hour starts. I'm really 3 o'clock today. I was going to go back in the city today, but the game's going to come on at 3. If Aaron and Josh weren't working today, I'd say, listen, I'll come over to the house and watch the game with you guys. But I don't know if they're working today. But yeah, Tim Boyle couldn't. Yeah, but how about that? Largest 8.5, biggest point spread for them since '92. They lost that game 27-13, and they lost this one. They have not won a Thanksgiving game since 2016. You know that the wax gibbous phase of the moon, 0 for 12 coming in, now 0 for 13. I mean, you try to read those. Come on, do those really things mean anything? But Jesus, 0 for 13, everyone won since 2016. Packed crowd, they're 9-2, place pumped up, and just like that. And Goff came in 16-4 his last 20. Yeah. Well, how about Jalen Hurts is 26-2 since the start of 2021 season. 26-2. And Goff, I mean, a lot of turnovers, man. They had 7 in the last 2 games. You're not going to win many games when you're turning the ball that over that much. Jaden Reed TDs in 3 straight games, 6 on season. Only Jordan Addison with 7 has more. He has 5 receiving, 1 rushing. Michigan State, second round pick, 50th pick last season by the Packers. He's had a good season. A lot of 2 extra points missed. Each team missed an extra point. That was kind of ugly. Michael David Smith, Kyle Pitts, tight end, number 4, 2020. 4 career TDs. 4 career TDs. The number 4 pick in 2021. Sam Laporta, tight end, drafted 34 this year out of tight end U, Iowa. 5 career TD catches. Deron Bland has more touchdowns this season than Kyle Pitts has in his whole career. That shouldn't happen, right? Yeah, shouldn't happen. But I don't think he's on a good team. I would like to see Kyle Pitts on a team that actually was competing for wins, and a good quarterback play. I think I would like that. That would be difference. And Jonathan Owens on a fumble, which I thought was a pass by Goff, returned for the touchdown. Jonathan Owens, Simone Biles' husband, had 8 tackles, had a touchdown. Nice going. Yeah. Back-to-back fumbles by Goff. Back-to-back fumbles. Not good. Yeah. And the sign stealing scandal for Jay Glazer does not affect Harbaugh in the NFL, which I didn't think so. I don't think NFL gives a shit about that. They want to win, and Harbaugh will still be hot. I mean, you got Tulane hosting Texas San Antonio. Hal's going to be with the boys, seeing Texas trying to clinch the Big 12 championship against Texas Tech. Also today is Oregon State. Oregon hosting today. You got the Iron Bowl tomorrow. You have the game. Michigan hosting the Ohio State tomorrow. That's the biggest game of the day. And you got Black Friday game today. UNC lost yesterday in basketball, 83-81 in overtime to, crap, who'd they lose to yesterday? And I watched the game. They lost Nova. They caught, 8.17 rebounds. So now it's Arkansas versus Nova for the big mowers battle for Atlantis championship. But UNC, I still feel like three guys fouled out. They said there was a lot of foul calls, and someone said the worst officiated game. But I mean, I just don't think this team. I know they got all the transfers, and I think they're going to be okay this season. But someone said, "Oh, be top 25." That's not when I went to UNC. UNC wasn't a top. UNC was shooting for national championships. UNC is not about being a top 25 team. They're about winning goddamn championships. Bullshit. I saw that. I was like, that's bullshit, dude. Come on, that's just a lot of bullshit. No, come on, that's ridiculous. And yeah, ugly, ugly, ugly. Mac Jones likely to start versus the Giants, but Zappy could come in if he struggles. See how that goes. Yeah, and Lions have been good on the fake punts. 9 fake punts the last couple seasons, 7 first downs. Yeah, but I thought that was just took all the energy out of the team. You're 23-14. I know you got to make a play, but not on that. Let the defense, another series, maybe a turnover here or there, but not that shit. That was ugly. And Steelers offensive coordinator Eddie Faulkner says it's bittersweet taking over for fired Matt Canada. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't really think so. I think it's a job. It's a business. He didn't get the job done. It's about results. When the results don't happen, you get replaced. You're out of here. And Falcons November 26th can have a concert. Jeezy, Ludacris, Quavo, and more to perform at the show. All right, congrats to you. Yeah, congrats to you. Oh, I'm sorry. So Rashawn Gary, 2 forced fumbles, 3 sacks. First Green Bay player since Aaron Campman versus the Saints in 2006. Josh Jabot always has these stats. But Rashawn Gary, good God. I remember him. He was the #1 schoolboy recruit to Michigan. I thought he had an okay career at Michigan, but he's really become a hell of an NFL player. And I'll tell you, Jordan Love to me looked like he was on fire. I mean, he just, when he had to make the throws, he made the throws. He did everything, and he got the job done. He, yeah, he looked damn good. I mean, really good. So that bodes well going forward. I mean, I feel like all these quarterbacks are on such a short leash. They don't give everybody a shot. But we're going to see, Tim Boyle, we're going to see what he does today. Against Tua, should be okay weather. I mean, you got Nebraska, Iowa, and Reddit college football. Reddit college football said it's going to be 1-0 Iowa today. I mean, it's supposed to be freezing. An 11 o'clock start. Nebraska's trying to get a bowl bid, but we'll see what happens on that front. Yeah, so Lions enter Thanksgiving in sole possession of first place. First time since 93. Teams longest without division title. Browns, 89. Browns haven't won a division title since 89. Lions, 93. Raiders, 2002. And Jets, 2002. Ineptitude right there. I mean, dude, you got to beat. You got a home crowd. You're pumped. You're 9-2, national television, and you freaking drop a turd. That was a turd yesterday, dude. That was a bad turd. Yeah, Love 268, 3 touchdowns. They're 5-5, still in the hunt for a playoff. Green Bay's first win since Week 2, 2021. Snaps a 4-game losing streak against the Lions. Jesus. Love had his third career 3-touchdown game since 1950. Aaron Rodgers, only other quarterback with 3 3-touchdown games in first 15 starts for, isn't that crazy, for Green Bay? And they've had some great quarterbacks. Yeah. And he was 4 for 7 to touchdown with throws that went 15 plus air yards. Last 4 games, he's 61% on those throws. First 7, 35%. Just got to get into, as the season goes on, everything slows down and you do stuff and you got to have a little patience with these guys. Look at that. What he did yesterday, Jordan Love, is nothing. I saw nothing. No, not one game where I thought he was in command, like Zach Wilson was in command of the offense. Not once. And what I saw from Love right off the bat, you were like, and when he needed to make a throw, he made a throw. He threw the ball away. He didn't make any really bad throws. He didn't throw any interceptions. They didn't sack him. I thought he had a hell of a game, dude. He had a hell of a game. Yeah, and now Goff is now 0 for 4 on Thanksgiving. No, was he 0 for 3? 0 for 3 on Thanksgiving. Yeah, not good. First game, Brett Favre threw for 4 touchdowns. He lost to Dallas 42-31, threw for 257. Rodgers, his first game, 348, 3 touchdowns, won at Detroit 34-12. How about this? The Niners, 45 points on their opening drive, tied with the Ravens for most. They score another touchdown. So they have 52 in opening drives. They're 7-1 when they score in their opening drive, 1-2 when they don't. Thank you, Josh Dubois. It sets a pattern for them. They score, they get a touchdown, they go from there, and that's bodes well going forward. I mean, yeah, yeah, five pick sixes, five pick sixes. Yeah, I just feel like they beat shitty teams and they can't beat. They did have 25 points in the fourth quarter. Text you some stats you can read off comparing Rodgers and Loves. Yeah, that's the problem now, Josh. I can't. I can't. I have everything. Oh wait. Oh, you sent me something. Hold on a sec. Let me see what you sent me. Oh man. Yeah, I can't read that. Dude, you should come on right now and tell me. Yeah, I see what you sent me, but I'm trying to read it and it's hard for me to read with these. So he sent me. Yeah, I need a magnifying glass. Yeah, he sent me some good stats. I can't read them. If you could type what you wrote to me, that'd be fantastic. So I have this thing set up right now where I use my phone, I use my iPad, but that's all my stuff that I have to use. So now I have my computer, which I can't get text messages on, and I have my watch, which is you can't read because it's so goddamn small, and I don't know if I can make a copy of it. Oh, share. Let me see if I can share that to myself. Well, that's an interesting thing. I could save image. Yeah. Create watch face. No. I thought I could send it to myself. Oh, I can mail it to myself. Hold on a sec. To add contact to choose a recipient. Yeah, this is too much work. Yeah. But if you could tell me what you sent me, because that's the thing. I don't have that I have so much technology here, but it doesn't working. So, but basically, he was comparing Rogers and Love in that situation. And you know what I mean? I feel like if you're going from early in their careers, Love I think is playing a lot better ball. He's been playing a lot better. I mean, they're 5-5. Everybody thought the season was lost, and he was the heir apparent. And you got to give all these guys time. I mean, Brett Favre came in. Back then it was Mikowski. Okay, so quarterback Aaron Rodgers through his first 11 games, 2,599 passing yards, 17 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 5-6 record, 11 games, also 2,599. That's crazy. 2,599. They both have the same amount passing yards, and he's got no. I thought they're 5-5. Are they 5-6? Dude, are you sure about that? I thought they're 5-5. Are they 5-6? I thought they were 5-5. You 100% sure about that? They both were 5-6 their first 11 games. Am I wrong? Now you got me looking. Let's see there. Let me see. Let me see. I could swear that they just said they were 5-5. Packers. Let's see. Yes, you're right. They're 5 and I think they were 5-5. Good going, man. Good going. 5-6. Almost identical stats. Josh coming through with the beautiful thing. So both. So isn't that crazy? 9 touchdowns, 17 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 25.99, 5-6 record. Love through 11 games, 19 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's why you love sports, man. That's why you love fucking sports. Josh, thanks so much for that, man. I appreciate it. I got a remedy. I thought I could plug my computer into here, but I can't. So I have my iPad, I have my phone, and everything else is not working. I mean, I have the computer, but it's not the same thing. I feel like I need so I'm just gonna go. I think I'm gonna buy another iPad because that's the way this podcast means the world to me. So let's make it. Yes, you're a pleasure there, Josh. A total pleasure. Yeah. So Cowboys. Yeah, I think they haven't beaten a good team. Cowboys are playing. Michigan has joined the podcast. Maybe she'll talk about something. Maybe she'll come on. See, Michigan, if she came on the podcast, would be wonderful. If she came on the podcast once, just once to talk about her fandom for Michigan. It would make me so, so happy. That's all I want. But she won't. She will not come on. So who are the Cowboys playing? Cowboys are off until Cowboys are playing. Let me see. They're playing next week. Next game is against. Oh wow! So they're off until next Thursday, and they host the Seahawks. That's going to be interesting. Seahawks next week. I find that that should be an interesting game next week. All right, I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. So Duran Duran Bland, 5 pick sixes this season. Only teams to have 5 pick sixes in a season last 10 years. 5 in 2022. Cowboys had 5 in 2021. Bears had 5 in 2018. 5 this season, and we're 11 games, right? 11 games. They've only played 10 games. Wait, no, I'm sorry. That's wrong. That's wrong. They're 8-3 now. What's the record now? Cowboys are 11 games, 5 pick sixes. They played 11 games. 11 games. Only player with more pick sixes than Duran Bland is Marcus Peters with 7. And how about Fresno State players, most TDs this season? You have Duran Bland with 5. He has more. Devontae Adams only has 4 this season. 5 pick sixes in 11 games. That blows my mind. Blows my mind. Blows my freaking mind. Emmanuel Wacho has said 5 TDs this year from Duran Bland, DeAndre Hopkins, Devontae Smith, Devontae Adams, Calvin Ridley, and Brandon Ayuk. Well, I think Brandon Ayuk had his 5th last night. Let me look up that. Brandon Ayuk stats. I think he got he has, 5 on the season. So he's tied now. That was a beautiful touchdown catch last night. Yeah, that was really good. CeeDee Lamb, 7 touchdowns. Only Cowboy with more than Duran Bland this year. Hey, it doesn't matter. And Diggs got hurt this season. He was the guy. He was the interception guy. And now Duran Bland is coming on and having a season. He's got to be up there for Defensive Player of the Year for what he's doing this season. Tony Holtzman Escareno said, that was CeeDee Lamb, so thank you for that one. Niners, 10 straight regular season wins against NFC opponents. They just tied Seattle, which had the longest since realignment 2002. 10 straight wins against the NFC West. That's ugly. Yeah, I didn't get yet. Yeah. Second win in 5 days for the Niners. 10 straight win, as I said, first NFC West. 4th in a row against the Seahawks, including playoffs. They've outscored the Seahawks the last 4 games, 120-56. Domination. Gets in your head when you start losing that many games in a row. Gets in your head. Purdy, 21-32-09, touchdown interception, gave a pick 6. Smith threw for 180 interception, but 6 sacks he took. And so the Seahawks came in averaging 22 points a game, got 13. They came in averaging 327 yards per game. They only had 220. You take away the sacks, 220. They averaged 327, and they had 1 sack on Purdy in the whole goddamn game. How about Nick Bosa? 3 solo tackles, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, and 5 quarterback hits. Yeah, dominating game. McCaffrey, 114, 2 touchdowns, another 25 in catches. Deebo Samuel had a total of 94 yards, 7 for 79. Just that's a really solid team. And Purdy had a couple bad weeks, and now he's bringing it back and everything. I mean, more power to him. 4 sacks, 3 straight games, tied for a longest streak since doing 5 games in a row in '97. Josh Dubois was giving great stats. 14 sacks the last 3 games. They had 18 the first 8 games. It's not how you start; it's how you finish. And Jordan Brooks for Seattle, first career interception, pick 6. Not bad. Not bad interception. Get a pick 6 on that first interception. Not bad at all. First Thanksgiving game ever in Seattle franchise history. Yeah. Lions. Ugh. Yeah. 7 turnovers. Yeah. 464 yards of offense for the Lions. 14 points for the first 59 minutes, 19 seconds. Just couldn't get things going. Yes. And splash plays are considered a sack, tackle for loss, pressure leading to throwaway, Runner, pass stuff, interception, forced fumble, fumble recovery, pass defense, stop on third or fourth down. Entering Thursday, Lions had 28th in splash plays, 195 per True Media, same as they had to 11 games last season. So the defense is not making, and Aiden Hutchinson had one tackle and one quarterback hit. He's, I mean, I didn't see him do anything. I didn't hear his name called the whole goddamn game. So they had 13 on Sunday. The league averages 22 splash plays a game. 13. Yeah, defense. This is a team that, I mean, listen, Campbell knows they're taking steps in the right direction, but this isn't a Super Bowl team yet. They did beat the Chiefs on the road first game, but as we can see, the Chiefs have a lot of problems, a lot of issues to work through right now. Yes, yes, Lions quiet day. Yeah, and they would put a lot of pressure on his drop. Every time he dropped back, I think almost over 2/3 of the dropbacks they got pressure on Goff. It seemed like every time he dropped back, he was being pressured. So they didn't get the job done. Yeah, yeah, they're ninth in total defense entering the game, but they did not have a good day. Yeah, I mean, yeah, not four quarterback hits all game on Love. They got 12 on Goff alone. Yeah. How about Brandon Aubrey, 22 of 22 of field goals for Dallas? It's a record. He's made that's amazing, amazing, amazing how they're playing. Yeah, ugh. Yeah. 0 for 13 because of the waxing gibbous phase moon for the Lions, and they've won since 2016. Yeah, and Michigan sent me this stealing signs in Ohio brewery. Saucy Brewworks has a hazy pale ale stealing signs. It's called. Probably tastes like shit. But I thought that hey, listen, everybody's going to make fun. Michigan State targeting Oregon State coach Jonathan Smith. Buyouts $3 million. 8-3 this year at Oregon State. 10-3 last year. He's probably gone. That's a big step up, and then they're screwed because they didn't get into any. They're the Pac-2 right now with Washington State. Yeah, I talked about Eric Dixon at 34 for Nova last. R.J. Davis in overtime, terrible layup attempt. I don't know what Ingram fouled out with 20. Jalen Withers, 7 minutes, fouled out. Elliot Cadeau, who missed 2 foul shots, 3 points, he fouled out. Cormac Ryan has played well. 18, he's 3 sent it to overtime. Cormac Ryan is balling. He's playing well. R.J. Davis had 23, but Baycott at 18 rebounds, 8 points, 2 assists, a block, 4 for 10 from Baycott, and they blew right by him. Blew right by him. Did you see yesterday? I was going to put this in my picture. Interim head coach for Mississippi State, Greg Knox, came out on a four-wheeler, like taking the team out on a four-wheeler. And I was like, dude, is this getting the team more jacked up for the Egg Bowl? I mean, they lost 17-7, but I was like, really? You're coming out on a four-wheeler? A four-wheeler. I saw that. I was like, dude, that's... Yeah, the picture I have up is of Christian McCaffrey. Two guys working to screw his helmet back in. I mean, he looks like a guy that he's like, his arms are like, I got pretty good arms. But he has arms, dude. He has some guns. So Mason Bruce said whether Michigan beats Ohio State, it's gonna need other teams in the college football playoff race to lose. So we'll see what happens there. Ole Miss beat Mississippi State 17-7. Lane Kiffin, second 10-win season. 10 wins twice in the last 3 seasons. They had never had 10 games in the regular season before Kiffin took over. He's had 2. I mean, come on. And he always looks like he's looking to break. He's looking to get out of there. He's looking to leave. Always looks like he's looking to leave. Taylor Hall, former number 1 pick in the draft, former Devil, former Bruin, undergoing surgery on right knee, expected to miss remainder of the season for the Blackhawks. 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points in 10 games. Signed through next season, cap hit next year of $6 million. I saw. So Lafreniere has 17 games, 8 goals, 4 assists, 12 points. 17 games. Capo Caco, 17 games, 2 goals, and assist. Capo, what's going on? Michigan, tell me what's going on there. What is going on with Capo Caco? What? Knicks have a 4-game homestand. They're favored in all of them. Miami Friday, Phoenix Sunday, Charlotte Tuesday, Detroit Thursday. Thank you, Knicks Muse, for that one. We'll see what happens on that front. Caleb Love at 17, big steal, and they are 6-0. Arizona, number 3, beat Michigan State Number 21, 74-68, 6-0, Arizona. Michigan, hey, Michigan's in the consolation bracket in the Battle for Atlantis. They lost the other day to, shit, I forget. Oh, to Memphis, who's playing Arkansas for the championship. No, Nova's playing Arkansas for the championship, right? Arkansas beat Memphis. They won yesterday over Stanford, 83-78, and Doug McDaniel had 20 points, 8 assists. Jared Bynum led Stanford with 22. So they play Texas Tech, 6 p.m. on ESPNU if you want to watch the game today. But I'll be watching football. And Princeton women won over Oklahoma 77-63. They're 4-1. Oklahoma, number 22, fell to 5-1. They host number 21 Indiana on Saturday. Princeton, all they do is win basketball games. Otani, how about this? Struck out 542 batters in 3 years, 124 home runs in 3 years. So Lindor had to buy McNeil a new car, a blue Ford Bronco a year later. They've been teammates since Lindor joined in 2021. Bo Bichette, they're saying, could go to Chicago and switch to third base, but they said his arm isn't that strong because Dansby Swanson is signed for 6 more years. Bichette's under team control the next 2 years. He's on a 3-year, $33.6 million contract. He's 25 years old. He's a 2-time All-Star. I guess they would get a lot, but Bichette on the Cubs, hey, Craig Counsell, could be interesting this season. Mets in Toronto, September 9th through 11th next season. Former first-round pick of the Mets, Gibbons, was the 24th pick in 1980. In 86, he earned a ring. He was the bullpen catcher in the postseason, got a World Series ring. He played 8 games that year, went 9 for 19, 474 batting average, but couldn't get past Garrett Carter or Ed Hearn as backup. Next 4 years, he played for 5 different organizations in AAA, retired in 1990. So I looked up Gibbons as the first 24th pick in the 1980 draft. And he's managed twice with the Toronto Blue Jays. And Randolph could get a job in the front office. That's what New York Mets News said on Instagram. And Bumble sends me stuff all the time. So, yeah, I was like, all right. How about this? Playoff shares for baseball decided before the playoff starts. So you don't know without knowing how the games will play out. Some guys I read about it, Arizona Diamondbacks, and Evan Longoria made like $150 million, but he goes, some of these guys, they make, the shares over 300,000. That's like almost, especially for employees of the team, that is a huge amount of money. And they have to decide who gets full shares, half shares, all that kind of stuff. And it, makes an impact on somebody's life. I mean, I thought that was kind of interesting. So it's, and they have to be paid out within 30 days of the completion of the World Series. And they decide before the playoffs start. And it's a whole thing. I was like, kind of interesting. I'd like to be in one of those meetings to see where the money goes and who gets what. And, front office staff can't get it, but coaches get it. Athletic staff can get it. Employees of the team, staff, like the cook, people. I mean, some of these people, they don't make a lot of money. I mean, Longoria said he made like $150 million. And he said, I'm not going to it's still $300,000. It's not like I don't need it. But he said, some of these people, it's a lot for anybody. Think about it. You bust your ass. What are you making during the season? The people who work, maybe cooking, working in the clubhouse, all that stuff, they're not making that much. They're not making $100,000. Not even close. And they are working long fucking hours. That's a lot of money. You go on a run in the playoffs. And some of the guys one guy got into 2 games. One guy pitched 5 2/3 for the Diamondbacks. They give Tommy Pham, who came over late, a full share. I mean, these are guys that helped them get to the World Series and stuff. So I thought it was very interesting. Sports betting on track to gross over $100 billion this year. $100 billion. And Bryce James left Notre Dame High School in Sherman Oaks and going back to Sierra Canyon. Wonder what happened there. Maybe he didn't get enough playing time. I mean, I think it's kind of crazy. These kids just go back and forth like that. And I was talking to Teddy yesterday, who I forgot to mention. Happy Thanksgiving to Teddy. But about Bronny, is he going to play? I mean, I know he's got the heart condition, but is he going to play this season? I'm not sure. I mean, I guess we're going to see. And UFC 298 Honda Center, Anaheim, February 17th, per Dana White, headlined by featherweight title between Alexander Volkanovski, 26-3, against Ilya Taupuria, who's 14-0. That should be a pretty good fight. Volkanovski, his cardio is out of control. This guy keeps going and going. He never stops. He's just My computer's not. There it is. Okay, there we go. There we go. Thought I lost. I thought I lost it there, but it's back, baby. Come back. Do 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 do. All right, let me see. Oh, this was great. Okay, this. You got to hear this one. So Nathaniel Hackett. When it comes to stats, there's so many different ways to look at numbers. Good, bad. There are people throughout the league that have been very, very good. There are those that are not as good. That fluctuates. There are so many things that change. That's why this game is so great. So many different things that change. Personnel situations, so many different things. But you continue to stay the same. Who talks like that? You know what, Hackett, if you would just, I know that, we're trying to get, reporters trying to get stuff, but sometimes it's better just shut up. I don't need to hear bullshit like that. I'm just like, dude, enough. It's just like, it's so stupid. Yeah, I mean, just dumb. Just dumb. I mean, when it comes to stats, when there's good stats, when you're good, you're very good. And when you're bad, you're very bad. It fluctuates. With me, it doesn't fluctuate. With me, it's just bad, always bad. I always suck. I'm always terrible. Shut up. You know what? And now you got a new quarterback, and they said he's more decisive, and you like the way Boyle plays and all this stuff, and his preparation. But you guys better open up the fucking offense. You better start throwing the ball today. You better chuck it. You better play like this is the last game. You have nothing to lose today, because Rob is going to the game. I know probably Marco's going to the game, and I know they can't be happy. They won't be. You don't want to see a shitty game. You want them to play to win. And you know what? If he comes back or if he doesn't come back, Aaron Rodgers, but you want to see a good effort today. And I know Boyle's going to listen. I'd rather throw 8 interceptions today, but throwing the ball and get it out and trying to make plays as opposed to Zach Wilson, who looks like he's scared shitless. Boyle's not going to be afraid to throw the ball. I don't think he's ever been afraid to throw the ball. We're going to see. We're going to see today. We're going to see. Yeah. Yeah. And Jake Browning, the quarterback for Cincy, says, every level I played at, I've won. There's something to be said for that. I've always been sneaky athletic. I don't know where the sneaky part comes from. Always been accurate. Never been afraid to air it out. Okay, hey, Charles Goldsmith, thank you for that. Because I'll tell you, they're going to need you this, today's going to be, we're going to see what you have. We are going to see what you have going forward. They are playing, I think they're playing, if I'm correct, isn't the Bengals are playing the Steelers, I think, this week. They are playing, yes, at home. All right, so we'll see what happens there with that game. Eagles, 2 games up in the loss column on the Lions, Niners, and Cowboys, number 1 seed in the NFC playoffs. They already had a head-to-head tiebreaker with Cowboys and can get it with the Niners this coming next week with potentially another game on them, if they, potentially putting another game on them in process if they beat them at home next week. Think of Jeff Kerr. Washington, Howell with the enemy, 442 pass attempts, 60 more than any other player. Josh Allen is 382, 51 sacks, scrambled 25 times for a total of 518 pass plays. 93 more than any other quarterback. And scrambled 25 times, 518 total pass plays. That's crazy. 93 more than anyone. What did he do yesterday? Because I was looking up. Listen, I know he threw the pick 6, but Sam Howell. What did he do yesterday? So yesterday, trying to see this. Yesterday he went 3,339 yards, 18 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. All right, hey, listen. That's a lot of yards. And yesterday he threw for an interception. Yesterday he threw for 300 an interception. Hey, listen, he's balling. He's balling this year. After last year, threw for 169 touchdown interception. I don't put all the blame on him, dude. I do not, definitely don't put all the blame on him. Yeah, I mean, I feel like, it's not all on him. Arizona enters the 2024 draft with 2 first-round picks, 3 thirds, 3 fifths, and so I guess Kyler Murray we're going to see, and that's another thing. You bring another quarterback in. It's the same shit over and over and over again. And Tim Kawakami, who covers the Niners, said He's that Brock Purdy at worst is at worst a tie versus any of the top 10 quarterbacks, maybe top seven. I feel like outside the two, three quarterbacks, they step in every game with an advantage of quarterback with him. And listen, he's got Kyle Shanahan. I mean, especially he thought he had the wrong read on the touchdown to IU, Kyle Shanahan. And then he said, actually proved to us while the ball was in the air that it was the right decision. Also you're in the goddamn game. Like, oh, throw it underneath. Dude, he is behind. I love when they say that. Oh, he should have thrown underneath. Dude, when you're in the game and you see an opening, the great quarterback sees something where the ball's called here. He sees something that no one else sees, and he takes advantage of it. So, yeah, we tell him to do that. But, you can't be a robot. You want a quarterback. That's what Madden said. Madden said they can't be robots. When they get on the field, you got to have that quarterback where Purdy saw something, took advantage of it, got the goddamn touchdown. I mean, good for him. Yeah, Devin Witherspoon said that, Brandon Ayuk for the play he made for the touchdown said he needed to contest that catch better. Well, he didn't. He didn't get it done. And former Denver Broncos defensive lineman Harold Hasselbeck, one of at least 10 players to have won a Super Bowl and the CFL's Grey Cup, died of cancer at age 56. He had, I don't even know, metastatic mucinous adenocarcinoma. That sounds terrible. Won a Super Bowl 33, also won a ring in Super Bowl 32. Was coaching defensive line at Regis Jesuit High School in Aurora, Colorado. He died Thursday morning. Played 121 games over 7 seasons with the Broncos from 94 to 2000. Never missing a game during the regular season or postseason. He was a classy, accessible player. He always conducted himself with professionalism and grace. Started 29 regular season contests. Started all 3 games during the team's run to Super Bowl 32 championship. He played 4 seasons with the Calgary Stampeders before that, 2-time All-Star, and helped them win the Grey Cup championship in 1992. He was inducted in the BC Football Hall of Fame. He's survived by his wife, Andrea, and his 4 children, Ashley, Taryn, Avin, and Kian, and 4 grandchildren. That is way too young. That's way too young when I'm 54 and he's 56, and you're like, that is way too young. That is way, way, way too young. And Barstool had Hal sent me this, the most annoying fan bases in college football: Michigan, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Clemson, Georgia, Florida State, Texas A&M, Penn State, Auburn, and Notre Dame. Notre Dame's up there with me. Michigan, I think that Duke. How about Duke? How's Duke not an annoying fan base? The Dukies at the game, jumping up and down. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Every fan base is annoying. There's no top 10. Every fan base is annoying to someone else. Can't stand Duke. Michigan, Oklahoma, really? Tennessee? Well, at least Michigan plays and wins games. But Oklahoma chokes every goddamn year. And it's football. That's it. At least Michigan has basketball and football to talk about. Oklahoma, okay, football. Any other sport? Oh, women's softball. That's it. Tennessee, what have they won lately? They won a championship in forever. Clemson. Yeah, because nobody can say Dabo Swinney running down the sidelines. Georgia, well, Georgia just keeps winning now. So I don't know why, and Florida State, the chop, highly annoying. Texas A&M, they suck. Penn State can't beat Michigan or Ohio State. So, James from Mr. Franklin can't beat anybody. Auburn, yeah. And then you have Notre Dame. Notre Dame's just annoying. And James Plowright said this about first 8 games for Gordon Haywood, averaged 19 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Last 5 games, 7 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. They're 5-9 this season. I was like, well, Gordon Haywood, it's a mystery to me. And some guy wrote that Cheetah Sports Network said Notre Dame, UNC was 43% shooting, 37 from 3, outshot Villanova, out-rebounded them by 5, out-assisted them by 8. They got 30 fouls to 22 for Villanova, had 3 guys foul out. Villanova had nobody. 23 free throws for North Carolina, 36. Well, you got a point there, dude. You got a point there. You got a big point there. Hey, I don't disagree. Wow. Oscar Pistorius, the Olympic sprinter from South Africa, convicted of murdering his girlfriend, will be released on parole. Yeah, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable that should happen. Wow. Wow. An investigation is underway after a fan allegedly calls Cal basketball player Fardoz Imac a terrorist at a tournament game. You think finally? It definitely happened. He wouldn't have gone to the stands. And he shouldn't have, but he got in his face yesterday, but at the game, after the game on Monday. But yes, but Oscar Pistorius, asshole, said, oh, he was afraid he was an intruder. Yeah, okay, douchebag. On parole. Karma's a bitch. Someone's going to be coming after your ass, I'll tell you that much. Douchebag. Shot his girlfriend. Thought it was an intruder. Who the hell's in the house? Privileged rich boy gets out, and, that's when you know money talks, bullshit runs the marathon. All right. Josh, you've been fantastic today. Michigan, of course, never comes on, but that's par for the course. I've tried. She won't come on. She won't at least write some questions. She looks that I'm on. I'm like, participate. You can write something, anything. No. At least she's consistent, I'll tell you that much. All right. Trivia questions. So I got this wrong. I thought this was NBA, never happened before. This is the first time in 30 years. Mitchell Robinson became the first NBA player in 30 years to record 3+ offensive rebounds in each of his first 14 games of the NBA season. And he actually put a post up last night. I guess he was hanging out by his car, and I don't know what the point was, but he said, keep it positive, nothing. All right, dude, I'm glad you're hanging out by your car. I thought that was kind of interesting. Okay, so this will be the third straight edition of Michigan, Ohio State, where both teams are ranked in the top 5. Which school holds the edge in the previous 13 top 5 meetings? Okay, so this is the third straight edition in which they'll be both Michigan and Ohio State will be top 5. Which school holds the edge in the previous 13 top 5 meetings? That's all I got for today. Josh, you were fantastic. Thanks for the stuff you gave me today. You're awesome. He's still nothing special. Who's still nothing special? Who? I don't know. I want to know. Now I want to know but so that's a trivia question. Who holds the overall, who won the overall edge in this third straight top 5? Who holds the edge in the previous 13 top 5 meetings? That's what I have for today. Andrew Brandt sent me in it. What's this amazing stat? Let's see here. It's great. It's such an amazing stat that it's not working. Zachary. What is this? Aaron Rodgers. Oh, yeah. It's the same thing. The same thing that Josh sent me. Aaron Rodgers, Zach Jacobson. They both have the same amount of passing yards. Aaron Rodgers, it says here's 21 total touchdowns through his first 11 games. Jordan Love, 21 total touchdowns. So they both, same amount of passing yards, and both had 21 total touchdowns through their first 11 games. Both guys were 5 and 6. How about that? Josh, thanks for that little stat there. Oh, who, Mitchell Robinson? Yeah, I'm not a fan. I mean, he's okay, but he's nothing great. Why do people put the food they eat for Thanksgiving? Why do I care? I don't care. I don't care. Yeah, why is none of this working? I can't get this. Oh. I'm trying to find these. Okay, so Justina, I get these Twitter updates. Jackson Smith, the Jigba's rookie season, has turned out to be the most disappointing recent. He did have a nice catch though. 3 receptions, 37. He had an amazing catch last night. Yeah. Yeah, NFL Rookie Watch gets kind of annoying and tiresome, and it gets a little, like, puts me to sleep. And now Deron Bland owns the record for most pick sixes in a season. Again, this is why I highlighted the coaching below. Did you know that the Cowboys defense has 62 interceptions in 2020, second most in the NFL, which is when the team hired Al Harris as defensive back coach? Deron Bland recorded his 5th interception yesterday, tying his single season career high, set his rookie year. He has now 10 total interceptions since the start of last season, most in the NFL. Diggs has 18 interceptions total since entering the league, and leading the league with 11 in 2021. Since converting from a wide receiver at Alabama to a defensive back his sophomore year. There's no question Diggs has become more of a ball hawk than our Harris prior to his season-ending ACL injury in practice week 3. Diggs had 4 total interceptions in college. The Cowboys defense now ranks second in total yards per game and yards per play since the embarrassment in Santa Clara. Santa Clara, they ranked 5th and 14th respectively in those categories prior to that. So they're getting Al Harris. Maybe he's got a shot at a head coaching job, right? I mean, come on. Yeah. Trying to see. Bland did it again. Yeah. Cool. Bland did it again. I'm trying to see if I missed anything else. Staples has become a high school juggernaut. Oh, and I did you watch? So Hal's. I talked about Hal. They have this 47th year in a row. They have a Thanksgiving Day football game, and they get the kids one play every series. Kids, they have a kid-centric play. Well, Fox Sports came, and it was on for like 30 seconds. But they got on Fox Sports yesterday morning. We watched it, and he put it up on Facebook. It was really cool. I got to send it to Josh. He'll get a kick out of it. And Wilder actually got on camera a couple times. It was very cool. It was very cool to watch. Yeah. Yeah. Very funny. All right. So, Josh, thank you so much for everything today, and especially the stats on. I appreciate the stats on Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers. We got today. We got Tulane versus Texas San Antonio. We have Texas against Texas Tech tonight. Hal will be at the game. We have Oregon State. We have Michigan. The game tomorrow. We have Black Friday game today, and I've been up all night, so that's not good. And yeah, prime rib was a disaster, but I was with my mother, and isn't that you're supposed to be with family on Thanksgiving? Love my mother. Wishing everybody a happy, healthy Thanksgiving. Love to Michigan. Love to my mom, Mrs. S, Carol and Carol, Dom. Thinking of you. Thinking of Sam. Thinking of you today too. Aaron, Teddy. Talked to you yesterday. That was great. And Lanker, Miss Latour. Sending my love to you and Mrs. Latour. Yeah. Everybody, man. Enjoy. It's a football weekend. All right, that's it. I'm done. Peace out, everybody. Adios.